How do you become an apprentice?
This is because our mics aren't working. So if you're seeing the series of things, you're like, why is he holding this? It's because one of the mics isn't working correctly. Yeah, great question. I think becoming an apprentice is like one of the hardest things to do right now in the automotive industry, and we desperately need you. This is a trade that is dying, which is going to benefit everybody who's part of it. And it's just because in schools we're not encouraging people to go into these type of industries, and we need you more than ever. And so I always find that the best way to become an apprentice is to have your face be heard. Go into the shop, introduce yourself, let them know your ambition, let them know their goals. I find that the easier path to get into the industry is to start off with those more basic shops, the grease monkeys, the Jiffy Lubes, the discount tires, right? Where the quantity of people is extremely important to them. And so you're getting your foot wet in the industry, and you got a year or two underneath your belt. You have been around a car, you've been part of it, and then either going into a dealership or going into an auto repair shop, independent auto repair shop, to become an apprentice there and start growing from there. And I think it's important to make sure that you start off with those basics. Let's go with one of those more entry level shops, and then going into a shop. Make sure you're committed to it, because at that point, right, you need to be investing in tools. You need to be ready to invest in tools. Sometimes being able to say, hey, if I can't find a place like a Jiffy Lube or a Grease Monkey or like that, that's totally fine. But going into a shop like us, for example, and we do have an entry level position, right, where it's a porter, where you do our quality control, you're helping clean the shop, you're getting your foot in the door, and then as you're working through it here and say, okay, someone's called out here, now we need you to step up with this here, and we're start showing you the more you put into it here is the more you get. I give all of our younger technicians this advice, and I give it to everybody that wants to be in the industry as well. Being that this is a trade, and being that you have to learn from other people, it is a lot easier to teach somebody when we know that they're committed into it themselves. And so when you can go that extra mile, especially like, hey, I'm going to go throw out your trash. Hey, I'm going to mop your bay. I'm going to do that extra little thing to help you, Mr. Master Mechanic, out. Then they're going to have a ethical, and they're just going to have a moral obligation, right, to want to help you out. Because if someone's willing to help you out or help me out, then of course I'm going to want to help you out. And so I highly encourage it. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And those are going to be the easiest paths to become an apprentice.